we're going to come into child's pose to start. As always, please take care of your bodies. I'm not there to sort of physically adjust and see you as closely. Any pain, any injuries, please be mindful. You know, it's not how far you go, it's how you go in these poses. Let's try and keep these poses nice and strong. I want to have a little bit more focus on that, on the ribs as well, and breathing into the back ribs. So let's start in child's pose. You can bring the knees apart, you can bring the knees together, and we're just going to come into the breath. And I want you to sigh out the first 2 or 3 exhales, and then just come back to your normal breathing. And just be mindful of breathing all the way in and all the way out. And as you breathe in, see if you can feel that breath in the back of the body, the back ribs as well. Try and create that space and stability. And just notice how you're feeling right here, right now. Being aware, accepting how you're feeling. No judgment. And on the next inhale, just lift the elbows off the mat and come onto the fingertips. So just feel that different sensation in the shoulders and the armpits. Just notice how it feels. Does it feel nice? Maybe feels a bit weird? Just go with it. Just slowly release on the exhale. And on the next inhale, we're going to slowly walk the hands over to the right. Take hold of the left wrist with the right hand, and you can stretch into that side stretch, just breathing into that left side body. And see if you can draw that left buttock down towards the heels, or maximizing that stretch. And slowly come back to center. Take a couple of breaths and then walk it over to the left. Just remember to come back to the breath. Breathe into that right side body. Just notice how it feels. And when you're ready, we're going to walk it back to center. Take a couple of nice breaths now. And let's inhale as we turn the palms to face the ceiling. So just externally rotate the arms. Feel the shoulder blades going away from the spine. Just notice that sensation. Let's release the hands down and slowly bring them together into prayer. And I want you to inhale as you take the prayer up to the sky. So just keep the elbows on the mat and take that prayer as far back as it's comfortable. You should feel it in the shoulders and the triceps. And just slowly release on the exhale. Take a couple of breaths here. And when you're ready, just come to sitting on your heels. Draw the knees in, walk the hands up. You can release the toes at any point if it's a little bit uncomfortable, because it is quite a strong stretch. And we're going to inhale as we take the arms up and take the gaze up. Exhale to lower the gaze. So let's take about 3 more in your own breath. Nice big movements. And release. So take a few shoulder rolls in both directions. I'm going to take the hands to the waist, and I want you to take the chin to the chest and take the neck over towards the right. Come through center, take it over to the left. Take a couple of these and then take a couple of full rotations in both directions. We're just opening out the neck. It's one of those movements we don't really do very often. So I can certainly feel it. Nice. So we're going to lift the hips up. You can untuck the toes. Bring the arms out in front of you, parallel to the mat. And just take the hips back. So we're just engaging the core here. And lift. Let's take it back again. Holding it here for 3, 2, 1, and lift. And let's take one more. So we're just exercising the core here. So just notice that feeling. And we're lifting back up. You can tuck the toes again if you want, because we're going to come into a back bend. So whatever's easier for you. You can take the hands to the lower back, so on the sacrum. So have them spread out, so nice and supported, so we're not pinching from that lower back. And we're going to slowly start leaning back into our back bend. You can stay wherever it's comfortable. Try to keep the hips in line with the knees, so we're not losing that stretch. If you want to go deeper, you can release the hands to the heels. You can open the heart and take the head back. It's a deep stretch, so be careful. Really lifting through the chest. And to safely come out of it, you can release the hands to the lower back and gently come up. Just take a few little stretches and shoulder rocks. And we're going to come into our tabletop position. To have the hands spread out nice and wide, wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips. So we're going to take our cat-cow breath. So as you inhale, tilt the pelvis away from the belly, draw the belly towards the mat, bring the shoulders in towards each other, gaze comes up. As you exhale, tilt the pelvis towards the belly, start rounding the shoulder blades, take the gaze down. So really work slowly through this movement. Just being aware of any tension, any sort of pains that you might be experiencing. And let's take it out side to side as well. So really feel the ribs engaging in this. And try to pay a little bit more attention to the back of the ribs as well. Keep flowing with the breath. And have a go at taking a few on the fingertips as well, just to experience a different sensation. Slowly release. Just come back to your neutral spine. And on the next inhale, we're going to take that right arm out parallel with the mat. Let's take that left leg up as well. Try and line up the hips, engage the core here. Nice big stretch. Press that left foot away from the body and slowly release the left toes towards the mat. And we're going to inhale as we go back into that left calf. And we're going to exhale as we reach forward, rolling over the toes. On the inhale, you can add a little twist over to the right and come forward. It's your choice. So just take 3 more wherever you are. We're going to lift that left leg in the air again. Hold it here. And slowly release. Just bring the knee back. And just give that left wrist a little bit of a twist, rotation. Stretch that hand out. Open and close. Okay, we're going to move over to the left side. So we're going to take that left arm out. So reach it forward. Take that right leg in the air. Press that right foot away from the body. And slowly start releasing the right toes from the mat. And as you inhale, we're going to stretch into that right hamstring and calf. And reach forward. And back. And you've got the option of bringing that nice twist over to the left. And exhale as we come forward. So just take 3 more. Wherever you are. And when you're ready, slowly release. Bring the hands back, bring the knees back. And we're just going to sit on the heels. You can untuck the toes and just rotate the wrists a few times in both directions. When you're ready, I want you to make your way into your forearm plank. So you can come onto the forearms, just take hold of opposite elbows, check that you're roughly shoulder distance apart, and just extend the legs and come out. And I'm mainly doing this for me, to be honest, because I noticed the other day when I looked back at the video of Tuesday's class that my forearm plank was not that great. I was lifting up too much. So you really need to be engaged in that core. So I'm trying to work on that. So if you find that you're dipping, engage the abs, engage the core. If you find that you're lifting, again, just work yourself into that nice alignment position. So we're going to hold it here for 5, for 3, for 2, for 1, and release. And come all the way to the mat. And we're going to bring the hands out a little bit wider. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. And we're going to inhale to lift the chest, lift the hands. You can take the feet off as well. So we're working into the back muscles here as well, towards the shoulders. Hold it here for 3, 2, 1, and release. And slowly come back to the mat. And you can bring the cheek to the mat. And let's take it again. Inhale to lift. So just notice where you're feeling that. So you should feel it in the muscles sort of towards the spine, towards the shoulders. You can lift the feet off, you don't have to, it's your choice. And release. And just bring the other cheek to the mat. I'm going to lift up again. And let's hold it here for 3. Hold for 2. And release. And I want you to bring the arms out straight this time. We're just working into slightly different muscles. And we're going to inhale to lift. You can take the legs up too. Just be mindful of the lower back. Try not to pinch. And let's hold it here for 3. for 2, for 1, and release. And for the final one, you can do whichever one you want, or you can bring the hands to the side. And when you inhale, we're going to lift. So see if you can externally rotate the shoulders if you're doing this version. And just notice the muscles that are engaging here. And we're going to hold it here for 3, for 2, keep breathing, for 1, and release. And just come back to the mat. You're going to take 3 breaths here. And when you're ready, I want you to slowly come up into your downward facing dog. So just take your time, be safe. Lift up and just pedal the feet, bend the knees. We're going to take 3 lines breaths here. So we're going to focus a little bit on the pelvis and the back today and try to encourage this concentration throughout the practice, on all the days we practice. So when you're in your downward facing dog, see if you can encourage that breath into the back of the ribs as well. So we're not just sort of sinking the chest, we're keeping a strong upper body. And I want you to inhale the heels away from the mat, exhale to lower. Just take 2 more in your own breath. Just take care of the hamstrings. Feel free to bend those knees a little bit if you need to. And we're going to inhale as we lift that right leg in the air. So we're not opening out that right hip. We're keeping the hips in line as far as it's possible for us. We're keeping a nice strong spine and a nice strong pelvis. And exhale to release. And let's move over to the left. Yeah, you might get a little bit of rotation, so don't overly stress about it. But try to keep the upper body strong as you lift that left leg in the air. So you don't need to go too high, because if you go high, you start rotating that hip sometimes. So just nice and straight as far as it works for you, and release. Take a deep inhale, exhale. We're going to take 1 more inhale. And as you exhale, take the gaze between the hands and let's slowly walk the feet towards the hands. So just come into your ragdoll. Again, bend those knees if you need. Let's just shake it out. Swing the arms around. You can do whatever you want. Shake the head, nod the head. And let's slowly bend into that right knee. Take that left arm in the air, nice twist over to the left. And see if you can move the ribs a little bit over towards the left as well. Just being safe. Exhale to release. Let's take it the other way. Lift that right arm up. And release. And just take the hands wherever they reach. Toes, shins, calves, whatever. We're going to inhale to lift, straighten the arms. Exhale to release. Take a few in your own breath. And when you're ready, let's slowly start coming all the way up. So just taking care here. We're going to bring the arms up all the way overhead. Come onto the tiptoes if you want. Nice big stretch. Active fingers, shoot them to the sky. And exhale to release. Let's take a few shoulder rolls. Come into your Tadasana. So you can bring the feet together. And you can keep them apart. Take a look at your feet. Lift those toes up from the mat. Spread them out as you bring them back down. So you should notice a visible difference. Shoulders away from the ears, arms by the side. You can close the eyes down. It's up to you. Engage that Ujjayi breath, that constriction at the back of the throat. Don't be afraid to hear that breath. So just feel that strength in the body. Feel how powerful you are in this nice, powerful Tadasana. You're going to inhale to rise. Exhale, let's fold forward from the hips. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Just stay here for a moment, check your alignment. If you feel like you're sinking in the spine, you can lift up, support yourself. Exhale as we step back into plank pose. So let's hold plank a little bit longer, just check your alignment here. If you are filming yourself or you're near a mirror, you can have a look. It's not about sort of stressing you out or overly thinking these things, but it's just nice to have a little check on your alignment. So just check what your body's doing and also check that it's safe. As you exhale, let's lower down in Chaturanga. So just a reminder, when you're in Chaturanga, we're not bending those elbows back. We're really bending them until we're bringing the chest forward. And then you lift up for your upward facing dog, press the tops of the feet into the mat. So just hold it here. And as you exhale, untuck the toes, lift the hips up. You can bend the knees to get up into your downward facing dog. So let's stay here for a few breaths, breathing in, breathing out. So remember to feel that strength in the upper body as well. Feel that power. You're going to take one more inhale. Exhale, take the gaze between the hands. We're going to step or walk, feet to hands. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise. Gaze to the sky. Exhale to release. Just take a few breaths here. We're going to work through a new sequence. So bear with me because I might forget myself. So just take your time. Don't worry if you mix things up or anything like that. Just come back into your Tadasana, come back into the breath. Let's take a deep inhale. Exhale. One more time together. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale to rise, nice and tall. Exhale, let's fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale as we step back into plank. Let's hold plank just a couple of extra breaths again. Engage the core. And as you come down into Chaturanga, remember what I said about the elbows. So the elbows are kind of staying above the wrists-ish. And we're opening the heart. Upward dog. Exhale, let's bring it into downward facing dog. Make your adjustments. Right, we're going to inhale that right leg in the air. So remember, we're not opening out that right hip. Nice strong spine, nice strong pelvis. Exhale as you bring the right knee towards that right tricep. Tap it if you can and hold. Inhale to lift. Exhale, let's take it over to the left elbow. So a nice twist. If you want, you can release that right leg. You can release it to the mat or let it hover. Lift that left arm up, right arm up, sorry. The left arm up, sorry. And you've got the option of tapping the left foot, the right foot, sorry, with the left hand. So I'm already mixing this up. And we're going to release that left hand to the mat and we're going to shoot that right leg all the way up into our three-legged dog. Exhale, we're going to bend the right knee to nose. Hold it here and lift. We're going to bend the knee and we're going to bring that right foot between the hands. We're going to drop that left knee and we're going to walk the bum back towards the heels. So we're straightening that right leg, working into the hamstrings. You can keep the hands for support, so just be safe. Breathe with it. And we're going to inhale and walk the hands back to frame that front foot. Lift that back knee off and come into your low lunge. So keep it nice and strong in that upper body. You've got this. Come into your cactus arm. Take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, we're going to twist it over to the right. Let's come back through center. Twist it over to the left. Let's come back through center. Nice and strong. Take the gaze up. Shoot the fingers towards the sky. And as you exhale, we're going to drop that back knee. And we're going to take the bum back towards the heels. And we're going to inhale, we come back forward to frame that front foot. And now we're going to walk the hands to the left side of that right foot. And we're going to come into a side lunge. So we're bending into that right knee and come onto that left heel. So just take a look if you're not sure. So we're working into that left leg here, nice and strong into that thigh area. Breathe in, breathe out. You can have a little go at releasing the hands to prayer, if that's available. And I want you to slowly bring the hands behind and bring the bum to the mat. And we're going to bring that right foot to the inside of that left thigh. Just check your grounding. I'm going to turn the body to face over that left leg. Bring the hands either side. Inhale, we lift and lengthen. Exhale, we hinge forward from the hips. So we're coming into a nice hamstring stretch. You can take hold of that left foot. If you've got a belt or a scarf, you can use it to help with stability. And remember to breathe in and lift and lengthen, and exhale to reach forward. Use your breath. You've got the power. You've got the strength. Breathe in. When you're ready, we're slowly going to come up on the inhale. We're going to take that right arm behind us. We're going to inhale, lift the hips up towards the sky. So open the heart. So keep the hips nice and strong. And exhale to release. Bring the bum back to the mat. And we're going to come back to bringing the hands in front of us. And we're going to shoot that right leg back into three-legged dog. And this time, just hold it here. And if you want, you can slowly come onto the triceps, onto the forearm, sorry, and lift. And lower, and lift. And let's take one more. And lift. And slowly release that right foot to the mat. You're going to take 3 lined breaths here. Exhale as you gaze between the hands, step or walk, feet to hands. We're going to inhale for a halfway lift, exhale to front. Inhale to right, gaze to the sky. Exhale to release. And just take a few moments here. Have a sip of water, anything you need to do before we do the other side. So it might be a little bit easier on the other side because you know what to expect. And again, don't worry if you get it a bit wrong or you wobble or something. It's not a problem. Just find your Tadasana, find your breath. And inhale to rise. Exhale to fall. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's step it back into plank. And just hold plank for a little bit longer here. Draw the heels away. And as you exhale, we're going to bend the elbows, take the chest forward, untuck the toes, come up for your upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. So let's hope I can remember how to do it on this side. I do muddle up my left and right sometimes, so bear with me. We're going to inhale that left leg in the air this time. So remember to try and keep the hips in line. And as you exhale, we're going to bring that left knee to the left tricep. And just hold it here and lift. And as you exhale, we're going to take it over to the right. And you can release that left foot onto the mat, or you can hover it and bring that right arm up. You can also tap the foot with the right hand. your choice. And when you're ready, come back into your three-legged dog. And we're going to exhale as we bring knee to nose, hold it here. Inhale to lift, nice and strong. And this time we're going to exhale as we bring that left foot between the hands. We're going to drop that right knee. And we're going to walk the bum back towards the heels. So we're working into that left leg. So you can flex that left foot. Support the upper body here. If you've got blocks, it's a good idea to have blocks as well if you need them. And then we're going to walk the hands forward. We're going to lift that right knee off the mat and come into your low lunge. So nice big strength through the upper body. Come into your cactus arms. And we're going to twist it over to the left. Arm to center. Twist it over to the right. And let's come back to center. We're going to shoot the arms up, take the gaze up nice and strong. As you exhale, we're going to lower that knee. And we're going to take the bum back towards that right heel. And then we're going to come forward, bending into that left knee. And this time we're going to walk the hands on the inside of that left foot and come into your side lunge. So we're coming onto that right heel this time. You can have a little bit of fun if you want to try and bring the hands to prayer. And remember to keep breathing. And when you're ready, slowly and safely bring the bum to the mat. We're going to have that left foot pressing into that right thigh. Take the gaze over that right leg. Flex that right foot. Keep a bend here if you need. Inhale as we lift and lengthen. Exhale as we hinge forward from the hips. So we're growing over that right leg. So nice big breaths. When you're ready, slowly come up. So use the hands to help you. Bring that left hand behind you. We're going to inhale, we shoot the hips into the air. So open the heart. Just take that right arm up overhead. And slowly release. Bring the hands to the front of the mat. And we're going to shoot that left leg back into our three-legged dog. You can stay here, you can release, or you can do the little dips with the elbows towards the mat. So you're just working into the triceps. Try to keep it nice and strong in the upper body. And release that left foot to the mat. Take a couple of nice deep breaths here. On the next exhale, take the gaze between the hands. And we're going to walk or step feet to hands. Inhale, we lift up halfway. Exhale to fall. Inhale to rise. Gaze up. Exhale to release. Nice work, everyone. So just take a few breaths here. We're nearly there. We're going to work through a little bit of standing and just come towards the mat. We've got about 10 minutes to go. Just take a few breaths here. Take any little stretches that you need. Any little movements. Don't be afraid to be creative. And we're going to come into our chair pose next. So just move your feet wherever you need them. We're going to inhale as we dip and sweep. I want you to take the hands beside the head here. Keep it nice and strong in the upper body. We're going to come into the balls of the feet. And release. And sink a little deeper. I want you to release the arms out in front of you. Inhale, feel halfway. Exhale as you step back into your plank pose. Now we're going to hold plank for about 5 breaths. You've got the option to drop it onto the forearms. So just check your alignment. Yeah, so I'm just checking my bum isn't too high. I'm engaging my core. Let's stay here for 3 more breaths. And when you're ready, just drop the knees and come back into your child's pose. And we're just going to be in child's pose for about 3 or 4 breaths. And let's all meet in our downward facing dog. So just take your time, lift those hips up, come into your downward facing dog. Let's breathe in, breathe out. So keep that upper body nice and strong, so we're not just sinking into the chest. Strong pelvis, strong spine, strong ribs. If you have any pain in the back of the legs, just lift the heels off. You can bend the knees a little bit. And as you exhale, we're going to take the gaze between the hands. And we're going to slowly walk or step the feet to the hands. We're going to inhale as we lift and lengthen. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale to release. Take a few breaths here. We're going to just do a little standing flow. It's a little bit new, so bear with me again. I might get it completely wrong. Hopefully it will make sense. Just take a few shoulder rolls here. So just find your grounding. We're going to lift that left leg off the mat first. So press that right foot into the mat. And bring the hands to the waist just to check that you're fairly in line with the hips. So we are looking up to the spine here as well. I'm going to lift that left knee. I'm going to lift it into the chest and take hold of it around the shin. And you can flex that left foot. You can take a few rotations, whatever you need. We're going to slowly bring the hands to heart center and start pivoting forward over the hips, taking that left leg behind you, coming into your warrior 3. You can take the arms wherever you want. Just lift that left leg, try and line up the hips. As you exhale, we're going to drop that left foot back, bend into the right knee and come straight into your warrior 2. So make your adjustments. Bring the arms up. Take the gaze over the right fingertips. We don't want to hunch the shoulders, so keep them a little bit relaxed but strong. We're going to bring the hands to the side of the head like so. And we're going to bring that right elbow towards that right knee, coming into our side stretch. You can release the arms, it's your choice. And we're going to inhale and come all the way back up into our warrior 2. Let's straighten that right knee. Let's reach forward with the right fingertips. Come into Trikonasana. So taking that left arm up towards the sky. Remember to draw that left hip back. So it's not about reaching the mat. It's just looking at your alignment here. And I want you to slowly come up with the inhale. And I'm going to bring the hands to the waist and just bring the feet into your goddess pose position. Just for a moment. Just bring the hands out wide. And I want you to bring, this time, that left hand towards the mat. So we're coming into a twist, taking the right arm up this time. And as you inhale, come all the way back up. We're going to come back into warrior 2, bending into that right knee. And we're going to exhale as we frame that right foot, shoot that right leg back. You can come through a vinyasa, you can do a 3-legged vinyasa like so. So 3-legged plank, bring it down. Or you can just meet us at the top of the mat. Just do what works for you. It's entirely fine. Just remember, this is your practice. So we're all going to meet at the top of the mat, hopefully in half of the breath. Nice. So just take a few shoulder rolls. Take any little stretches or movements that you need. We're going to work the other side and then we'll come back down towards the mat. I know we started about 3 minutes late because we were waiting for people to come in, so we've got about five minutes or so. So we're going to do the other side. So again, hopefully it'll be a little bit easier. We know what to expect. So press that left foot into the mat. Bring the hands to the hips. Try and keep that alignment. Want to look after the spine here. Lift that right knee into the chest. Flex that foot. Rotate the ankle both directions. I'm going to bring the hands to heart center and start pivoting forward into your warrior three on this side. So it might be different. I'm weaker on this side for sure. So don't worry about it. Just go with it. Just accept it. Breathe with it. And when you're ready, we're going to drop that right foot back. And we're going to come into warrior two on the other side. So bending into that left knee. So breathe in, breathe out. Let's bring the hands towards the head. Bring that left elbow towards that left knee. Coming into a side angle bend. Option to release the arms. It's your choice. Let's inhale it back into our warrior two. Let's straighten that left knee. Reach forward with the left fingertips. Come into Trikonasana. So the left hand towards the mat. Right arm up towards the sky. So remember your alignment here. So draw that right hip up and back if you need to. Nice and strong with the ribs as well. So draw the ribs around too. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale and come all the way up. Take your feet into your goddess pose position. So toes away. And this time we're going to bring the arms out wide. And we're going to come into our side twist. So bring that right hand towards the mat. Left arm up towards the sky. So just take it as far as it's comfortable for you. You don't have to go crazy. And when you're ready, breathe in and come all the way up. Come in with control, bending back into that left knee, warrior two. Nice breath in. And when you're ready, we're going to frame that front foot. Option to go through a three-legged vinyasa. It's your choice, but we're going to meet at the top of the mat. All the way up and release. So just take a few breaths here. And we're going to bring the feet mat distance apart. And slowly start coming down into your yogi squat. And when you're ready, just safely bring yourself all the way down into your final Shavasana. Just release. Guys, I'm just going to pop down for a second while you're in Shavasana. When you're ready, we're going to start deepening the breath. Slowly start to wriggle the fingers and the toes. We're just slowly coming back into the room. Start rotating the ankles and the wrists. And we're going to bring the legs in and just have a nice big stretch. And slowly bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice squeeze and a hug because you've worked really hard today. And thanks for bearing with me on some new sequences. And when you're ready, just roll out to the side and come up into your comfortable cross-legged position. So you can keep the eyes closed and the face soft and bring the hands to heart center. And we're going to end with our 3 clearing breaths. And we're going to slowly bring the thumbs up to the third eye. And just take a moment of gratitude and a moment of appreciation and pride as to how hard you have all worked these last few months. These have been difficult times and often dark times for some of us. But in the words of my mother, which I have shared before, be strong, be brave, be positive. It works. Thank you for today's practice. Thanks, guys. Sorry I had to nip out. There's the postman at the door.
See you. Thanks a lot.
He was just writing a note. It's like, oh. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks for bearing with me on new weird stuff as well.
Thanks, Shabnam. That was great.
Take care, my lovelies. Bye.
Bye.